invited Congressman Emanuel Cleaver on to speak to us. He's just got about 10 minutes or so near the top of the 8 o'clock hour. So when he signs on in, we'll probably just...
Okay, sounds good. I thank you all for coming to the meeting, and I will, if I break up for some reason, Jeff is ready to take over. So uh, I think everybody here, Adina's with the school district. Thank you for coming also. And Jeff, you're on here twice, it looks like. I think the rest of them, Alan Thompson, concerned citizen, Jason Stedens with various committees, and the local, I can't think of the name of your church, I'm sorry. Missy Wilson with the city. Mayor McDonough, would you like to start, or should...
He just signed up.
Sure. So we are working towards finishing the strategic plan for this year's budget with Steve Arbo. Back to the drawing table and put everything together that he already had, and then going to send out another, kind of narrow it down from 50 things that people wanted down to a more manageable thing, and then we're going to meet between the Board of Aldermen all together in Steve Arbo in the very near future, so we can work on what we're going to spend the budget money on and what direction we need to take the project. So that's one of the things that's coming up. We are working on opening the old animal rescue place is now ours. Excited about that. Just work on it. It's mostly cosmetic to make it more functional and make it look nice, and we will have our own people running that as the animal services for Raytown and Adoption Center. Real excited about that. People want to know why I spent the money on that. It was because it was costing us a lot of money to farm them out, and it's probably a little more humane what we try to do too, I think. So pretty excited about that.
Trying to find my raised hand.
Very good. I see the Honorable Emanuel Cleaver has joined us, and I know we only have a limited amount of time with you, Honorable Cleaver, for the last 20 years. It's and we hope for more. Glad to have you here this morning, and glad to hear what you have to say about the. Glad that you live in the Raytown School District, and glad for all the things you have done for us, from $500,000 to tear down the old Baptist church, I remember years ago, to the latest one being maybe the Chamber of Commerce building and Dave Turner's parks. But Honorable Cleaver, with the 5th District, the time is yours.
Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you to the mayor and all of the other members here. Unfortunately, the first thing I need to mention, which is not good news, but there is very likely going to be a government shutdown. I'm not at all happy about it. I think the situation here has gotten worse and worse over the months, and I can't see how it can be avoided right now. The only way it could be avoided is if adults sit around a table and talk about ways in which we can agree on what to do with the government of the most powerful economically and militarily union in the history of the planet. But the problem here is we passed a spending bill in March, which contained earmarks that I usually fight for so that I can, spread some money out across the district that I represent. But and we had also about $50 million that was going to a part of those dollars were going to come here. We were going to be able to probably put solar panels on the homes of maybe 1,000 people across the district and completely provide energy for an urban shopping center on MLK Boulevard, where my office is. That's had some difficulty making it. And so one day I wake up and go to the office here in DC, go to my office, and we're told on a Zoom like this that all the money has been taken, and there was nothing we could do about it because um, uh, we'd have to get the Supreme Court to say that it can't be done, and with a multitude of other issues, that money was just taken, all of it. And you can't find a human being on the planet who could come and sit down right here and tell you where it was spent. All we know is that it was taken, and we have asked for some guarantees that this is not going to be done again. The word rescission is what you probably heard on TV, and rescission could come at any time in this situation. I've been here almost 21 years, and I've never seen that kind of thing done. And we are in desperate need of trying to make sure that our government functions right now, because our state is about to get hit very hard. I met with Taiwanese officials 2 days ago, and they wanted to talk to me about the bean issue, soybeans, which is our #1 export out of Missouri, and the tariffs have just torn the economics of the rural areas around Kansas City, and so the farmers are not happy right now. I invited the Taiwanese people to Kansas City in 2 weeks, I think, to try to sit down with them, and I'll bring farmers in to try to work out something external to the federal government to try to help the farmers in the midst of all of the tariffs, which, as I think most of you probably know, there's no such word in contemporary language, or the synonym for tariff is tax. And so we are not in at a good moment. And I would what I would love to have been able to say this morning is, hey, we just got another earmark for Raytown, and I could jump with joy. That's how I like to spend my time. But I also felt like if we were gonna if I were gonna have a chance to speak with you, I needed to at least tell you what's down the road, even if it's not good news. I don't know how long the shutdown will last. We have not been able to negotiate because there's been no meeting of each side, of both sides here in Washington, because one side was told not to meet with anyone, and that they'd have to just take the continuing resolution, which is the kind of the money I'm talking about now. Just take what comes their way. So I apologize that I couldn't just come in with good news. That's what I think I came up here to do, is try to do things for my constituents that they would declare to be good news. So I can respond to any of your questions as honestly and truthfully as I can. And we may, I mean, the thing may be short. If there's some kind of miracle that happens today, it may be averted, but I I um I don't see it right now. So if any of you'd like to respond, give me a question that I can answer, I certainly would like to do that.
I appreciate that. Mayor Mike, I can't quite see you, and I know I probably cut you off too early. Did you have anything for the congressman this morning?
I think it's on you.
You talking to me, Pat?
Oh, yeah, if you could. If,
I know we had a conversation.
okay. Or I believe Dita had her hand up too. Would like to comment?
No, I was just going to say that the audio there in the chamber is just a bit choppy. And I was wondering if anyone else had that same experience, that they're having a same? Okay.
I'm going to mute myself. And Jeff, why don't you take it over? Because this is probably not helping.
All right, well, we got Matt out. Congressman Cleaver, appreciate you being on the call today. Did you want to speak about any of the redistricting?
Yes, I can do that quickly. About a month and a half ago, the White House called Governor Kehoe and asked him if he would redistrict. And he, as I understand it, said, well, it's not that time yet. And but they insisted that he do it. So they proceeded. And so Kansas City will be divided into 3 districts. Troost is going to be the border on one side, and west of Troost will be a part of Mark Halpern's district, and another section of it will be in Sam Graves' district. And the problems with that are multifold. One, we're supposed to redistrict every 10 years. And this is the middle of the 10-year period. And every congressional district is supposed to have about 800,000 residents, thereabouts. And we know pretty much how to draw the lines based on the census, the data from the census. Well, we've had no census. So there will be inequities because a lot of this is based on a lot of the money that comes to areas around the country based on block grants like CDBG. And for Raytown, the CDBG dollars are sent to Jefferson City, and you have to compete with them with other communities around the state, which I don't like that part. And then there are the so-called entitlement cities, where, like Kansas City, the larger cities, where the money comes in, and there's a lot of flexibility on how those dollars are spent. So the House and the Senate held discussions down in Jefferson City, and it was voted to redistrict, no matter what the Constitution said or the tradition. All of that was thrown out of the window, and my district will now go all the way to the Ozarks, which is unfair to the people in Ozarks and to the people in our community. And the goal was to dilute the strength of Kansas City as a whole, the Kansas City metropolitan area, to dilute the district so that the blocks of Democratic voters, I'll just go ahead and say it, would be broken up so that even if all of them voted the same way, it would be too little to overcome what is being done in the other districts. The state of Texas was put in the same situation, and they've completed the process. In Missouri, we have completed the process, except the ACLU filed a lawsuit. The the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and former Attorney General who has been dealing with these issues for a number of years has also filed suit. And I did go down to Jefferson City and testified. I left Washington. I just couldn't sit up here and vote while that was going on, so I went down and testified. I think Eric Holder's group will deal with all kinds of things. The districts, all districts are supposed to be contiguous. The one that they just drew is not. And they also, there's a question about whether the governor could call a special session. And each of those sessions will cost about $2 million. To bring in, because they're not in session until January, so the cost to the state is enormous. But many of them had no choice. The Speaker of the House, arguably the second most powerful person in government, whether it's the state or the federal government, stood up and said that this is wrong. He said, I don't want to be a part of it. It's not helpful. It's gonna help try to help those who would like to tear up the nation. He is a Republican from Lee's Summit, and who I have enormous respect for, only because he to stand up as he did and say that, and then follow through by not voting, took a lot of help, because you're under the microscopic view of the President of the United States. And then the chair of the Appropriations Committee from Springfield in the Senate stood up and did the same thing. He said, this is not right, and there's nothing we can say, no matter what our politics might suggest, that this is anything that's right. And as a result of that, they removed him as the chair of the Appropriations Committee almost instantly. I want to make sure everybody understands. Whatever your political philosophy might be, this is not normal. I just want you just to understand this is not normal, and it's not helpful to our nation. It's just tearing us more and more and more apart.
Mr. Mayor, did you have a question you wanted?
No, he answered what question I was going to ask, because I know he and I spoke when he was here giving us the congressional proclamation for our 75th birthday, and what we could do. That was ahead of time before they voted in Jeff City about redistricting. So thank you, Congressman, for answering that ahead of time. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate your service.
I know we had you for a limited time. If anybody had any questions they wanted to get in, go ahead and Alan Thompson was the first one I saw.
I guess one of my biggest concerns is the debt of the United States. Our debt ratios are way out of whack from where they used to be and where they should be.
Yes, sir.
At what point is that going to get under control, or are we going to end up like Venezuela?
I hope not.
You and me
Venezuela.
both.
Yeah, you are right on target on the debt issue, and we're spending more. We spend more money on the interest of the debt than the whole budget of the United States. It's tragic, and I think we do we waste so much money. It's just, I mean, it's just tragic. I'll give you an example. I can give you a lot of examples, but one is that we're getting ready to spend $200 million on a ballroom here in Washington. And maybe it's needed urgently for something. I'm not sure what, but that's just a small example. $200 million for a ballroom, and I'm not opposed to it just because I can't dance. I'm opposed to it because we're wasting money on things that don't matter, and we're not addressing all of it. It's a long story. I don't want to take up your time. I'd be happy to come out and have a fireplace chat about all of these issues and more. But I agree with you, Mr. Thompson. I think it's out of control, and we haven't had a balanced budget since Truman Gingrich. So it can be done. Two people whose beliefs are antithetical to each other were able to do it. Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton, but they worked together and they were able to do it. And I don't know if you could find two people who are more opposite than Gingrich Clinton. So it can be done. Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan used to fight all day from morning till night. And then Reagan would have him over to the White House. Both of them did like cognac. So they sat around the fire in the White House, drink cognac and help solve some of the problems. I mean, I would love to see those days return. But it can't happen if somebody comes to me and says, Cleaver, I understand that you represent 800,000 people. So I think we need to talk to you about what the budget is going to be. And I said, yeah, absolutely. But that's not what happened. What happened was we have already put the budget together. You don't have enough power, enough votes. And so this is the budget, take it or leave it. That's what just happened. And I would take a polygraph test or stand in a sacred place and tell you again what I just told you. It's factual. It's not political. It is a fact. So I apologize because it's not healthy for the nation. I've got 4 kids, all of them went to school in Raytown, all 4 of them, and I would like to see them have the same America that I had, or that most of us had. I mean, most of you are too young to remember the 1960s, but I'm not.
Congressman, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I think you're running late for the press conference, and the schedulers have asked me to make sure you were watching the time.
I wasn't. I got carried away. I'm sorry, everybody. If you'd like, Devin and Daisy can stay on, and I've got to run out of here. I live right across the street in the Methodist building, but I still have to get there. So thank you a lot. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate you joining us this morning. So that was a very great update. That was good. So do we want to go, as far as on the state level, Donna Barnes called just a few minutes before the meeting started, and believe it or not, was called into a meeting, and so she wasn't able to attend this call at this time. And then on I didn't see anybody on the county level, but on the city level, did you have anything more to add?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah.
I did. Let's see, get done with the dog part. So here recently, the Board of Aldermen passed an ordinance that brought before them to extend the number of police officers. If you remember years ago, it was cut, and we lost a lot of officers on top of that left. So we've been trying to, after the budget got better, after all the stuff that was out there, anti-police stuff for a while and all that, we've been able to recruit some very fine officers. We've never lowered our standards. So that will put us, when they get it all hired, that'll put us at 51. At one time, we were down to 28 officers. When I left the police department, we were at 60. So with that being said, we've already hired the first one of the 4, and his name is Ronson Nunez. He's from New York City, and he starts the academy the 13th of next month. So he's got a couple of months to go yet, obviously. But we've also reached out, and their recruiting efforts don't always go out to officers that have to go to the academy. They also have hired numerous officers that already have been through the academy and were licensed. We kind of, I hate to use the term, but stole them from other departments. And that's helped our ability to be proactive, number one. Number two, the crime rate from January to June last year and January to June this year is hugely significant. It's gone down a lot. Car stops have gone up, arrests have gone up. Traffic enforcement that everybody worries about has gone up. I've noticed any time I'm out and about, which is quite most of the day, there's a lot of police officers working in different areas that are stopping cars and writing tickets and arresting people with warrants and those kind of things. I think also the fact that we have a new county prosecutor, I've met with her numerous times, and I'm pretty impressed with her. She seems real. She seems like she's interested in not only finding programs that can help alleviate the minor things, but also being serious when it comes to the serious crime and the serious miscreants that we have out there. We also introduced a branding campaign very recently at the last board meeting. It's a branding campaign not only for 2026, but beyond. We worked on that for, I won't go through all was there, but we've worked on that for a while now, and really be a great thing. Really help a lot with bringing Raytown's name to the map and getting us more business. We had the last of our concert series last Saturday. I want to thank everybody on my committee for being on there once again. That was our 7th year, and we're going to look at some different things next year. Still be some great music, but just kind of changing things up possibly. So we've got a meeting coming up with that. And let's see. Also want to thank everybody, not only the Parks Department, but because Dave and Matt were wonderful on all that stuff, but also want to thank everybody that was at Rice Tremonti, the girls at Rice Tremonti. They just did a really great job putting that together. There's lots of vendors. It was extremely hot, but we still had quite a few people that were there. Those community events to me are what really makes this town special. Other people have community events too, but But here, it seems like we don't have problems with other cities have. Everybody seems to get along. Everybody's very neighborly. We just always enjoy going to those things. And I believe that is it.
Very cool. Also with the city, we have Alderman Hayden is joining us. Did you have anything to add today?
I don't have anything to add, but I did want to ask a question, Daisy, because I came in a little late, so I don't know if this has been already answered. I know that the congressman said that it's going to be that it's been voted and passed on this redistricting. But is there anything else we can do? I know that he's also said that there's some lawsuits that's been filed, but is there anything else that we can actually do on the city level with our constituents, petitioning or whatever? Is there anything we can do since this is unprecedented and haven't been done before?
Right. Well, thank you so much for asking. In general, obviously, in our office, we can't tell people what to do. When we get a lot of those calls telling people, they'll ask us about a petition. We do know that there is a petition being circulated. What we do in our office when people call, they usually think that it's affiliated with us. We tell them that it's not affiliated, and according to public records, where they can find it. But that's kind of the direction that we're kind of telling people when they call our office, just because we have to remain nonpartisan in our office. But we do know that there is a petition circling around collecting signatures. I can provide that if anybody wants to do that. That's kind of what we've been telling people. Obviously, continue to call their representatives, the governor, letting people know.
Oh, you just muted yourself.
Thank you. Accidentally pressed the button. I can find that. I have it. Unless somebody else has another question while I find this, because I know we just got that sent around.
Yeah, if that link were to happen to fall into the chat or something, that would be.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Alderman Hayden, anything else?
That's all I have.
We have City Administrator Diane Egger is joining us. Diane, did you have anything you wanted to update everybody on?
No, not necessarily. I'm just kind of alarmed by Congressman Cleaver's remarks, so just absorbing all that. So thank you.
Missy Wilson from the city is also joining us. Missy, did you have anything to add?
No, sir.
All right. And then from the school board, we have Jordan Jamerson and Edna Adelzu. Oh man, I thought I had it too. I thought I had it. Adela, she trained me how to do it. No, she trained me how to do it. Right, so Adelasola.
Adelusola.
Adelusula.
But it's okay. At least you got the Edna, right? That's okay. I will answer to that any day. I do not have anything from the school board. Jordan may, but I do not.
From the school board, I do want to let everybody know on your radar. Next Wednesday, we do have a demographic proposal committee forum. It is virtual. Right now, we're kind of in the talks of redistricting our school district and some different plans on how we can utilize our buildings effectively. So I please highly recommend everybody to go to that virtual meeting. We did have a meeting yesterday. And so please get involved. Please let us know, your school board members, how are you guys feeling about, redistricting? Please let us know.
Very cool. And Mayor had another thing to add.
Yeah, I did want to add one more thing. Didn't mean to leave it off of the regular, but I wanted to pull it out separately because I think it's very important. So once a year, mayors of this area are able to pick a citizen that they think is deserving of the Truman Heartland Foundation Citizen of the Year Award. Here in Raytown, we do it by group, and that is the group is made up of not all of them, but everybody can make it anyway that have been past recipients. And we discuss who has done what that is what we feel is deserving of that award. And this year, tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, downtown, Dave Thurman is this year's Raytown Truman Heartland Citizen of the Year. He does a lot of things. He does a lot of philanthropy. He does a lot of volunteering. He does a lot of marketing of this city on his own, just walking around, talking to people, taking pictures, posting pictures of events and all that kind of stuff. So he's definitely well deserving of that award. So just so you know, if you see Dave, tell him congratulations. He knows about it. It's was revealed a couple of months ago to him and the city. So once again, Dave Thurman is this year's 2025 Raytown's Truman Heartland Foundation Citizen of the Year.
Very cool. Congrats to Dave on that. I think we kind of hit everybody. Maybe Jason Snedden. Do you have any updates you'd like to share with the rest of the class? And he's still on mute. And then Alan Thompson is on there as well. Alan, do you have anything in addition to share with folks? You're on mute. Yeah.
Don't do it that way.
No, just looking forward to seeing people tomorrow night as we celebrate Dave and other honorees. There is a gal that used to work in Raytown, Michelle DeMoss, who's going to be also honored. She used to work in George Kep's office, and she helped get passed the Blair's Law. So she will be honored tomorrow night also. So anyway, look forward to everything tomorrow night.
And yeah, Blair's Law was a good lesson in like how stuff, kind of like the old schoolhouse rock, like how a bill becomes a law, and then how far it can like just like fail in one thing because of something unrelated to the other. But that was exciting when that passed. As far as I think I got everybody. Daisy did put in the chat some links to that nonprofit that is no way affiliated with her and Cleaver's office whatsoever. But if you wanted to look into that yourself, you could absolutely do that. On the chamber side of things, we're excited for next week. We're going to have Brian Busby as our featured speaker at our membership luncheon. So if you haven't made arrangements for that, do so. It probably is going to be a pretty full house, and he's coming right off of knee surgery. So I think he said he's going to have a knee walker or something along those lines when he's there. So. And then in October, we'll have the State of the Schools address. That'll be at the RSEC building, the School Administration RSEC building. And before the meeting, the Academy program will have their own meeting, and so you might get an email about that if you're involved in any of that kind of advisory type committee. They meet twice a year, and they picked a chamber luncheon day for both of their dates to try to kind of do 1 day, 2 meetings if you're already there. So just keep that in mind for the October meeting. We just recorded a podcast with Christy Sewing with Rice Tremonti, and talked about their their paranormal haunts that they have coming up, recapped Rice Tremonti a little bit. And the one thing we didn't get to was their archaeological dig that they have going on, which is going to be fascinating. So after they get the results from that dig, I believe it's KU, we're going to share that on an upcoming podcast or a special edition type thing. We will have a ribbon cutting coming up soon at Raytown Lee Summit Credit Union, which is not a new business, but they have a big remodel and refresh. They're going to have that in October. And I just wanted to touch base back on the FIFA coming out. So we are, as anticipated, we are getting a lot more information from FIFA every day. There's something new. They just released yesterday. Tony Alexander sent out that they had released the public viewing restrictions, or at least the first part of that, like how you're able to do that as a business or how to view these games in public. The campaign that was presented to the Board of Aldermen during a study session was a Keep It Real Raytown, and what that is intended to do is that a lot of the folks that are traveling to Kansas City from internationally, is that they're looking for Americana and real, genuine experiences, not something necessarily super glossed over. Everyone's gonna, try to, clean up your house when companies coming over, and we have some Adopt a Street campaigns that we're gonna really push on a before and after. But we're gonna try to deliver those authentic, American experiences and brand to that message. The closer and closer that we get to those dates. Other than that, that is all I have on the chamber side of things. Pat, if you can still hear us, if you want to close this out. Pat is also on his.
Thank you, Jeff, and thanks for taking over.
I was going to mention that you're on your second to last MLB stadium tour. That
Yes.
All of them except
29.
What's the one that you haven't visited yet?
The New York Mets. They happen to be playing the Royals next year on my birthday. I imagine I'll be there.
Very cool. Well, I don't see any other hands up, so I appreciate everybody for.
Thank you all for your support too, for the Raytown Chamber and Emanuel Cleaver's office. You do wonderful things. Let's keep it going.
Very cool. I'll have a copy of the meeting and some snippets on our social media profiles shortly as well. So thank you very much for coming. Appreciate you.